Greetings. On behalf of Advocates for International Development, I wish you a very warm welcome. Thank you for joining us at our session on accelerating climate action through pro bono. I'm Yasmin Batliwala. I'm the Chief Executive of Advocates for International Development, or A4ID. This session is part of the Climate Law and Governance Day initiative, and we're very grateful to the team for including us in this important event. Indeed, we're truly delighted to have the opportunity to participate in this way, particularly as the goals of A4ID and the Climate Law and Governance Day initiative are so closely aligned. As you all know, the devastating impacts of climate change are being felt across the globe. From extreme weather events to rising sea levels, from food insecurity to displacement of entire communities. The urgency is undeniable, and the need for collective action is clear. As the world looks toward COP29, with renewed urgency to strengthen global communities to address the climate crisis, it is vital that legal professionals consider the role you can play. The window of meaningful action is narrowing, but the potential for transformative change is well within our grasp. As you know, legal professionals occupy a unique position within society. While many may associate the legal profession with the preservation of justice, less obvious perhaps is the potential for the law to be a powerful tool in the fight against climate change. Legal frameworks can either impede or accelerate the actions needed to tackle climate change, and that's where each of you can make a difference. Pro bono legal work has always been about justice and access to justice and advocating for those who may not otherwise have a voice. Today, in the face of climate change, this mission is much more critical than it ever has been. Pro bono legal efforts can help drive environmental justice, protect vulnerable communities, and support the development and enforcement of regulations that safeguard our planet. At Advocates for International Development, we are committed to harnessing the power of the law to support sustainable development, including the urgent need for climate action. However, accelerating climate action through pro bono legal work is not simply a question of dedicating time and resources to the cause. It's about leveraging our expertise to navigate complex regulatory environments, advising businesses on sustainable practices, holding governments accountable to their communities and commitments under the international agreements like the Paris Accord, and helping communities defend their environmental rights. In short, it's about catalyzing systemic change. COP29, as with previous conferences of the parties, brings together governments, corporations, civil society and other stakeholders to accelerate global climate ambitions. This week at COP29, discussions will once again turn to how countries can strengthen their nationally determined contributions to meet the Paris Agreement goals. But if we are to achieve the ambitious goals outlined in the Paris Agreement and go beyond, the law must serve as both a foundation as well as a tool for progress. And this is where pro bono legal work becomes indispensable. Many of you here today have already contributed significantly to these efforts, whether through advising on environmental policies, representing those most affected by climate disasters, or providing legal expertise to climate-focused NGOs. But as we all know, the scale of change and the scale of this challenge means that so much more needs to be done. We need a legal framework for climate action that is ambitious, adaptable, and comprehensive as the solutions themselves. We are at a pivotal moment where the intersection of the law and climate action is rapidly evolving. The legal community must be at the forefront of this transformation, ensuring that climate action is grounded in robust legal foundations that guarantee fairness, equity, as well as effectiveness. Today's session, then, is about exploring how legal professionals can maximize their impact, how we can collectively amplify pro bono contributions to accelerate climate action. You will hear from experts who have led groundbreaking initiatives in this space, and we'll explore strategies for how pro bono legal work can support everything from climate litigation and corporate accountability to the protection of Indigenous rights and the advancement of the Sustainable Development Goals. Today's session is an opportunity to reflect on the crucial law and the crucial role that pro bono legal work can play in accelerating climate action, particularly in support of the ambitious agenda which has been set out this week for COP29. We will hear from leaders who have been driving climate initiatives on the ground and explore how, as a community of legal professionals, we can scale up our efforts to support the COP agenda. I encourage each of you to think creatively as possible about how to use your skills to contribute to global response to climate change. A4ID's work shows us that pro bono legal assistance can make a profound difference, from shaping international agreements to supporting local communities. As we embark on these discussions, let's be reminded that the law is not just a reactive tool, but it's a force, a proactive force for good. Through collaboration, innovation, and a shared commitment to justice, I believe we can make meaningful strides in the global effort to combat climate change. So thank you for being part of this critical conversation today, and I look forward to the insights and ideas that will emerge at our discussion. Our moderator for this session is Elizabeth Wu, who will skillfully navigate us through our discussions today. Elizabeth is a legal consultant for A4ID's development partner, Klein Earth, based in Asia, and is also based in the Energy Systems team. Elizabeth has vast experience in the legal sector, having practiced international arbitration and litigation, and has worked as a state counsel within the Attorney General's Chambers of Singapore. So, Elizabeth, let's begin.